You're listening to the Digest This podcast, and I'm your host, Bethany Cameron. Okay, guys, I'm going to talk about the 7 ways we are all potentially wrecking our metabolism without even realizing it. So I want you to listen to the very end. But before you even do that, if you could do me a favor, if you haven't already, if you could give this podcast a 5-star rating and review, it really does help the show. If you've been listening for a while and you really enjoy it, then it just takes 2 seconds. And also, if you have any requests or topics that you want me to cover, you can also write that in the review or requests for guests to come on the show. I always love reading your reviews, knowing what you're enjoying, knowing what you want to see next. So if you could do that, it does really help the show and it costs you nothing. And I always appreciate it. If you're buying quality food and ingredients like grass-fed meat and organic produce, but still cooking with pots and pans containing forever chemicals, then all your efforts to clean eating kind of just went out the window. I personally have been using Our Place non-toxic ceramic cookware and absolutely love it. Not only are they easy to use, easy to clean, but also very lightweight, which was something I hated with my previous non-toxic pots and pans. Our Place offers a variety of toxin-free cookware ranging from slow cookers, blenders, pots, pans, bakeware, and even dinnerware with all a modern, sleek style. Their non-stick cookware is made with ceramic, but most importantly, they're made without PFAS, lead, or cadmium. They're also oven safe for up to 450 degrees for all your favorite stovetop to oven recipes. These are the perfect gifts for your family, friends, and of course, yourself. Stop cooking with toxic cookware and upgrade to Our Place today. Visit FromOurPlace.com/digest and use code DIGEST for 10% off site-wide with a 100-day risk-free trial, free shipping, and free returns. You can experience this game-changing cookware with zero risk. What you may not know is that just like calcium, the majority of magnesium is found in our bones. 50 to 60% of magnesium is present in the bones, and most of the rest of it is in the soft tissue. So our bones really need magnesium. But it doesn't stop there. One of the primary functions of magnesium is that we need it to make proteins in our body. Whatever kind of protein you're taking, you need magnesium to process it. And the kind that I always recommend is from Bioptimizers, and it's called Magnesium Breakthrough. It has all 7 forms of magnesium. Different types of magnesium serve for different functions in the body. And sadly, a lot of magnesium supplements on the market only provide you with 2 to 3 types of magnesium. So go to bioptimizers.com/digest and use code DIGEST at checkout, and you'll get a special offer. And they have a 365-day money-back guarantee, which means you can try Magnesium Breakthrough for an entire year risk-free. If you're not satisfied, they will give you your money back. Again, that's bioptimizers.com/digest and use code DIGEST. Okay, so the speed of your metabolism does depend on various factors, some of which are completely out of our control, and others that can be certainly controlled and manipulated. So, for example, you can't change your age or gender, which influences the speed at which your body processes food. But you can change other things like how much sleep you get every single night and the type of food you eat, etc. So, scrolling on your phone is the first habit that is secretly sabotaging your metabolism. Artificial light, like the kind that comes from your phone, computer, or TV, can mess up your circadian rhythm. It's especially bad at night, you guys. Studies even show that artificial blue light exposure at night may contribute to insulin resistance. And when the sun goes down, you should stop looking at screens or at least use quality blue light blocking glasses. You'll also sleep a lot better since artificial light suppresses melatonin, which is a hormone important for a good night's rest. Low quality sleep could also hurt your metabolism. So make sure sleep is one of your top priorities. Just one night of poor sleep can negatively affect your hunger hormones and your insulin sensitivity. And when it comes to sleep, quality is more important than quantity. Some of the most impactful things you can do to improve sleep quality includes avoiding artificial light before bed, keeping your bedroom cool around 70 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So we always make sure that we turn the air conditioner on at night so that we can actually get a better night's rest. Also, eating your last meal at least a few hours before bed can really help a good night's rest as well. And avoiding exercise or anything very stimulating in the evening. Even mundane things such as replying to an email or folding laundry can stimulate your brain and put your body in a work mode, which will then make it harder for you to relax. Failing to eat enough protein will also slow down your metabolism. Protein helps you rebuild tissue, recover from exercise more quickly, and keeps you feeling full and satiated. You guys, I aim to eat at least 1 gram of high quality, complete protein per pound of my body weight per day. And when you do this, it has a similar effect to Ozempic without the nasty side effects. Protein also helps you build and maintain muscle. And the more muscle you have, the more calories you'll burn at a resting state. Protein quality also matters, you guys. Okay. So most plant proteins don't work because a majority of them are not complete protein and they all lack all 9 essential amino acids. However, my vegan protein powder, Bethany's Pantry, it actually does contain all 9 essential amino acid and is a complete protein, which is very rare for plant protein powders. I, of course, take my own brand as well as incorporate Greek yogurt, eggs, red meat, such as beef, lamb, and my favorite red meat, venison, which is naturally the leanest of all red meat. I also like other types of red meat, but pasture-raised chicken and turkey are also really good options, as well as wild-caught salmon and other fish. I just stay away from pork altogether, as pork is very high in parasites and can often make people sick without them even realizing it. I can't remember the last time I ate pork. It must have been when I was a kid during Easter at some point. But once I found out about the nasty little secret about pork, I just stopped consuming it in my late teens and just haven't missed it, haven't touched it since. There's turkey bacon, there's all sorts of other things. So just I avoid pork. All right, so let's talk about the keto diet, all right? Because that's been pretty hot the past few years. So yes, keto diets work until they don't work. So going low carb for too long can actually lower thyroid hormones, and your thyroid controls your metabolism. And when you don't have enough of the thyroid hormone, you'll feel sluggish, tired, and you'll even gain weight very easily. So instead of cutting carbs all the time, you can experiment with carb cycling like I do, even a few days or even more frequently if you're, a very active person or a woman that still has your menstrual cycle. You can consume a good amount of low toxin carbs. Some of the best ones are organic white rice, organic sweet potato, lower fructose fruits, and raw Manuka honey. I love the brand Manuka, which is a Manuka honey, because this honey is truly medicinal with antibacterial and antifungal properties. It delivers at least 150 mgos. So regular raw honey does not even come close to this, you guys. The higher the MGO, the more potent its medicinal compounds and the active enzymes in the honey. So most Manuka honey you'll find in the stores typically range from 50 MGO to 300 MGO. But Manuka contains over 850 MGO, and they even have a QR code on each bottle tracking its claims through third-party tests, as well as ensuring it's glyphosate free. Okay, guys, this is critical when it comes to honey because you can't really confine bees and they gather pollen from hundreds of miles from their hive. And who knows if the crops they gather from are sprayed with glyphosate. So Manuka goes the extra mile to just test every batch and it just ensures that it's glyphosate residue free. So if you guys do want to try this honey, you can go to manuka.com/digest or use my code digest at checkout to get $70 off. So again, that's just manuka.com/digest to get $70 off. So alcohol, that's another metabolism killer. All right. So even in small amounts, it slows your metabolism. Alcohol is taxing on your liver and your brain. And when your liver is busy trying to detox alcohol, it can't metabolize fats and sugars properly, which leads to weight gain and other major problems like fatty liver disease. So instead of alcohol, you can sip on a Spindrift, which is just carbonated water and real fruit juice. That's it, you guys. Some Spindrifts do contain citric acid, so be sure to look at the ingredients of each flavor. Some have it and some don't, so you just have to check. All right, so drinking moldy coffee is another metabolism no-no because of how it's grown, processed, and stored. Most coffee is contaminated with mold toxins, also known as mycotoxins, which are toxic to your liver and kidneys and basically your entire body, including your brain function. Mold interferes with your hormones and can slow down your metabolism, sabotaging your fat loss efforts. So always choose coffee brands that test for mycotoxins. I love the mold-free organic coffee from Equip Foods. They test for mold, heavy metals, mycotoxins, and it's regeneratively grown, which means more nutrients and antioxidants in your coffee that you're drinking. Coffee has been shown to be one of the highest antioxidant substances humans consume, if the coffee is mold-free. If the coffee is full of toxins and chemicals, it can actually be one of the worst things to consume. And since Equip Foods, they not only do testing for all the nasty stuff commonly found in coffee, the whole beans are quite superior. They're, of course, organic, so they literally check all the boxes when it comes to regenerative, mold-free, and organic coffee. I recently just switched to their decaf version because I'm trying to cut back on my caffeine intake, but I do still want all the benefits of coffee. So Equip Foods, they use a water Swiss process, which decaffeinates the coffee using only water without any chemical solvents. This technique involves soaking green coffee beans in hot water, extracting the caffeine and flavor compounds, then filtering out the caffeine to retain the flavor. This process is repeated to remove 99.9% of caffeine, all while still maintaining the integrity and benefits of coffee beans. So, if you want to experience the difference in organic, mold-free, regenerative coffee, either regular or decaf, you can always use my code DIGEST, which will get you a whopping 20% off anything on their website. So their website is equipfoods.com. You can just type in the code DIGEST at checkout to get 20% off anything on their site, including their coffee. Another thing wrecking your metabolism is doing the wrong type of exercise. Not all exercise is created equal, and your 60-minute treadmill run may be doing more harm than good. Muscle is very metabolically active, and the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism will be. If you're only doing cardio, you're not doing much to improve your metabolism. Not only are long cardio sessions bad for muscle gain, but they also increase cortisol. And if your cortisol levels are chronically elevated from too much cardio, this signals your body to put on or hold on to fat, especially in the tummy area. I personally only work out for 20 minutes a day doing mat work, such as intense yoga, Pilates, abs, and slow and control movements. No weights. I don't even use weights. But if I do use weights, sometimes they are no more than 2 pounds. It sounds silly, but when you are doing multiple push-ups like I do and holding your own body weight, which is typically over 100 pounds. So if you're holding up your own body weight, surprise, surprise, you're lifting a lot of weight, you guys, and people just don't realize that. So again, I'm not opposed to using heavier weights if that's your choice, but I've seen tremendous improvements just using my own body weight with slower and controlled movements rather than fast-paced weight pumping motions. It's also easier on your joints and you have less of a chance to get injured. I hope this little bite of knowledge was helpful, insightful, and it encouraged you to try something different and make even just one little change. And hopefully, you see some improvements in your metabolism if you're already doing this and your metabolism is still a little bit sluggish. I would recommend maybe looking into hormones, getting some hormones checked with some blood work and see what's going on there. But try some of these little changes and see what happens. Thanks for listening to this episode of Digest This. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review in your podcast app to let us know. If you're ever wondering how you can support me and this podcast, sharing it with your friends and family is the best way. This is a Wellness Loud production produced by Drake Peterson and edited by Mike Fry. To check out more shows by my team, go to wellnessloud.com, and to email the show, message us at digestthispod@gmail.com. See you next time. The content of this show is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for individual medical and mental health advice and does not constitute a provider-patient relationship. As always, talk to your doctor or health team first.
Are you looking to reclaim your health? Tune into the Real Foodology podcast hosted by me, Courtney Swan, integrative nutritionist and real food activist. I am on a mission to transform our food system by challenging the corrupt practices that undermine our health and replace them with choices that genuinely support our well-being. Listen to Real Foodology podcast on your favorite podcast app. New episodes every Tuesday.